Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those Tuesday Trophy Talk Trophy Update videos. Today's date is Tuesday, March 18th of 2025. So this will have covered the week of March the 11th through the 17th of 2025. Admittedly, it wasn't my most productive week ever. I was kind of busy with certain things this past week, and in all honesty, just a lot of exhaustion from work. But I do want to go ahead and point out something. I've talked about this several times before, but surprisingly, Fallout 76 might not actually be getting any trophies for the playable ghouls, because I haven't heard anything about it getting anything for that, which is honestly really surprising. I thought for sure that would be something that would get a trophy patch, but I could be wrong. It might still come in later on. And again, I like Fallout 76 now, and I've even talked about before that I might even do a challenge run for the game that it wouldn't be a stream challenge run. It would be, maybe the finale would be streamed, but a majority of it would just be recorded because it's a really, really bad idea that could also be very entertaining. But we will have to see about that in the future. So, in this past week, I completed the Wallace and Gromit Special Pack. Actually, no, I already had these done. So yeah, I had finished these last Sunday or Monday. So already have that done, but it should be noted that Power Wash Simulator is getting a sequel officially, presumably coming out later this year. And from what I've seen of the roadmap, it looks like they're done releasing paid DLCs. There are two more of the Muckingham file sets that they want to release at some point this year, but after that I think they're actually done, so it's most likely that we're actually done with DLC for Power Wash Simulator, so now might not be a bad time to consider picking the game up now that hopefully all the DLC has been released. I could be wrong, of course, but I do think once they make the second one, and it's only going to be, PS5, not also on PS4, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape with that. Probably it'll run better. It'll be hopefully a lot of fun to play, have some quality of life enhancements, some co-op, or maybe even 4-player co-op, or even competitive co-op. I could almost see something like that happening, or actually competition. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't get to play Sly 1 this week either. Again, I was kind of busy, and I was trying to set up a 30,000th trophy for something a little bit more special than what it ended up being, but I did hit 30,000 trophies this week, which is a huge milestone, even if a large chunk of that at one point or another was shovelware. But nowadays, you see, I don't do a whole lot of shovelware anymore, because if you look back at some of the last 50 or so platinums I've done, not counting the Platinum Dumpster Dive stream that I do about once a year, which we're coming up on that in a couple of months, so that's where all that shovelware comes from. Have things like Daxter, Fallout 400%, Battlefront, Resistance Retribution. You had Fallout 76 down... Well, actually, no, that wasn't in this past time period. So then you, of course, had your Dumpster Dive stream, and then Thrillville twice, including my first ever Fastest Achiever, Toy Story 2 twice, Toy Story 3 twice, Modern Warfare 3, the PS4 version of it, I suffered through that. Yeah, there was one bad game right there. Then Toy Story 3, Black Ops Cold War twice, South Park Snow Day, that one was also a bad one. Astro's Playroom 100%, Star Wars The Clone Wars, Resident Evil 4 completely done, Lego Brawls, a couple of kids games that aren't, true shovelware because they still at least require some effort to get through, Clock Tower Rewind twice, Clock Tower Rewind PS4 Fastest Achiever, Minecraft got that back to 100%, and Modern Warfare 2 got that back to 100% with Black Ops 6. The Bluey game where I tried to speedrun it as well, but failed on the PS4 version. A couple of 100% games. This one was just to get me to 850, which was Dead Rising 2 off the record. So, and then especially since then, it's been Lego's Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, and Artifacts Mundi game, Tiny Tina's twice, and now the Sly Cooper, Power Wash, Astrobot, all that kind of stuff. So I have at least cut back a lot on the shovelware from what I used to do, even though I still do it occasionally. So in terms of actual trophy progress this week, the first game was Astrobot, in which case I obtained all 5 trophies in the third DLC, Vicious Void. I'm assuming this might be the last DLC, at least until some kind of sequel gets announced, simply because this DLC literally says, you have to be legendary in this or whatever. It's can you overcome these ultimate challenges or something along those lines. So basically, these are 5 new levels, and each of them are basically speedrun levels, but you don't have to beat them in any certain amount of time to unlock your bot, you just have to beat them. Most of these were pretty easy once I got used to the controls and gameplay again. That's why it took me so long to get the first one, because I just honestly was playing terribly. So this one wasn't too bad, then this one wasn't too bad, this one was pretty easy, and this one was pretty easy, so 4 of these, I would say, were really not all that difficult overall. The only one that really gave me trouble was this one with the dog. This one took like a solid 20 minutes of attempts just because I felt like I kept kind of getting screwed over at times where it just wouldn't do exactly what I told it to or would somehow get hit by something that I probably shouldn't have. So definitely a little bit stressful and annoying on this particular level, but otherwise nothing too much to worry about with it. So, I mean, it's like a 3 out of 10 in difficulty the way the rest of the game is. Winter Wonderland, of course, though, is super easy. This one's only a 1 out of 10 because you barely have to do anything in it. Stellar Speedway, I honestly think, was pretty easy. Like, I got through most of the races, like, super quickly, so it really wasn't a problem. And then, of course, you got the base game, of which most of it's quite easy, but then you do have a handful of difficult things, like that Golden Bot, wherever he is, the Master Bot, whatever you want to call him, that's like the super hard final challenge run, that's like the ultimate challenge from, you know, Super Mario Galaxy 2, that ultimate gauntlet, stuff like that. But otherwise, this Platinum Trophy was extremely fun and overall pretty easy. Definitely a great game, definitely one of my favorite games of 2024, and it was nice to get to go back to it for some DLC, even if it was only for like an hour, or maybe even less than an hour. So yeah, that was one of the games I played this past week. And then the other one, LEGO Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, this of course being the PS5 version of the game. I've gotten very close to getting the Platinum Trophy, so of course you just have to finish the story mode, which is pretty self-explanatory, complete any chapter with the True Jedi meter filled in story mode, as well as in free play mode, because this game for some reason has them separately. Find all the mini-kits in a single level, which is pretty easy once you have like the mini-kit detector and all the character types unlocked, and do it in free play. Earn a gold brick in challenge mode. Challenge mode is actually exclusive to the PSP version of this particular game. It was in the Complete Saga, which is where I was sort of briefly remembering it from. Basically what happens is the game scatters 10 blue mini-kits around the level, and you have to go find all of them within a certain time limit. Most of these aren't too hard. A few of them are definitely a little bit tougher. There were a couple where I did have to look up 1 or 2 bricks just because I was like lost at the last minute and couldn't figure out where like one of them was. Like there was one level, it was maybe the Cloud City level, where it was literally behind you where you spawn at. Collect a power brick. There's actually a lot of power bricks in this one, or red bricks as they're usually known. There's a lot of them you can actually get. Well, maybe not a lot of them, but there's quite a few that you can definitely get while just playing the story. The very first one you can get is in the 3rd level of the game, but there's a much easier one to get in the 6th level of the game, so just keep that in mind. Then complete any super story and beat the best time for any super story. So super story basically requires you to beat all 6 levels within a certain movie within an hour while collecting at least 100,000 studs. The one for episode 4 is really easy. I got through that one in like 40 minutes with very little problem, so episode 4 should not give you any trouble. Episode 5 is definitely harder. Episode 5 has some longer missions to it, a little bit more difficulty in certain places. Dagoba's a pretty long mission, but it does have a couple of vehicle missions that you can speed run through. So it's not awful, but it definitely does take longer. It took me about 50 to 51 minutes, so still cleared it with a fair bit of time left, but definitely a little bit tougher. And then Super Story Episode 6. That one is definitely a bit of a pain in the butt because that one really is a very tight time limit. But I had like a god tier run of it, like way better run than I was expecting to do. And I cleared it with like 4 minutes to spare or something. So I did it even with some failures on the final level because I had built up a bit of a time buffer. Because I cleared a lot of the levels way faster than I was actually expecting to. So that came out a lot better than I was expecting. I didn't think I would clear it that easily first try. Obviously, Rewind is extremely helpful because if you ever mess up somewhere, get a bad death that wastes time, you can just rewind it, and that's definitely going to help you out. Finish all of these character and mini-kit bonus levels. They're all, fairly easy for the most part. Just collect 1,000,000 studs as quickly as possible. Then I got all the gold bricks in episodes 4 and 6. I'm still missing 1 gold brick in episode 5 for completing the True Jedi mode in the story level. I believe it's the last one, the Betrayal over Bespin, that I still have to do it in, because I wanted to try to get this Platinum Trophy on Sunday night, but the problem was I couldn't quite do that because YouTube kept crashing out my stream. For some reason, YouTube just loves to wreck my streams whenever I get a larger amount of viewers than normal. If I maintain around like 10-ish viewers, it doesn't ever do anything. But this series has been surprisingly very, very popular. And I've had a lot of streams where like maybe 15 to 20 people would get in here at once to watch. And for some reason, YouTube doesn't like it when that happens and consistently just like breaks the stream. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's my capture card or my computer or anything, because the streaming works 100% of the time if I don't get as many views, which makes me think it has to be YouTube. It's also not my internet, because I was running internet speed tests during it just to double check, and it wasn't the internet. So if anyone has any suggestions for that as to why that might be happening, please let me know. If it actually might be something with my equipment, definitely let me know that, because just another excuse to hopefully upgrade fairly soon now that I'm back working again at a better job, higher paying job and all. So hopefully I can actually finally get a new computer at some time fairly soon. Or if it's actually just YouTube, and YouTube just might hate me, which is also entirely possible. But then completed the Lego City level. This is probably gonna be like the last thing I do. It's the bonus level where you have to get 1,000,000 studs in the Lego City setting. This game, it's actually pretty difficult because there's really like no room for error in it, and there's a few things that are hidden stupidly well. You have to purchase all the hints, purchase any character, purchase a ghost character, which I did. Bought Anakin, Ghost Anakin, because he's the cheapest at 1,000,000 studs. The other two are 1.1 and 1.2 million. Purchase any extra, you're going to get plenty of those along the way. And I managed to hold 4 or 6 million studs at one time. I was able to do that to get the ×4 multiplier, and now we're off to getting the last trophy on the list down here. 4 billion studs at one time, which is a lot in this game, because you get studs kind of slowly in this game, and everything is way more expensive than normal, even with the multipliers. So because of that, I don't yet have this one done, but it will become quite easy once we get all 99 gold bricks, because we can then just bathe in the glorious stud fountain for however long it takes, and rack up 4 billion studs. So aside from that, I did purchase all vehicles. There's only 5 you have to purchase in this game. Purchase all characters. I'm missing like 5 or 6 of those, the more expensive ones, saving that for after I get the billions of studs. And then I also haven't done Episode 3 Darth Vader in story mode yet, but I will probably knock that out. I actually might save this one for last. I think that would be a very fitting final thing to do for this game. And then I did beat Count Dooku in story mode, which is one of the bonus levels. It wasn't really a problem, as you might expect. So, yeah, this game is so much fun to play. I've had a blast with it. I just wish I could get my streaming set up to work correctly, or if it's YouTube just screwing me over or not. I don't know. Again, if you guys have any knowledge on why that might be, why it only has problems if I have a high view count, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, with that, level 890, 61%, 30,000 total trophies. Big milestone there. I was really hoping I could time it to where the Platinum Trophy would be trophy number 30,000, but for LEGO Star Wars, but I couldn't quite get the timing down, mostly because I wanted to knock out all the Astrobot stuff and just go ahead and be done with it, just to get it back to 100%. Let my OCD rest for a second. 859 platinums, 5,725 golds, 8,079 silvers, 15,337 bronzes. So, plans for the upcoming week. Hopefully the stream schedule should be a little bit more normal this week. It might be something more like, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or something along those lines. It'll probably be like 3 streams this week, sort of later in the week, as usual. During that, we will finish off LEGO Star Wars, so that's going to be pretty awesome. Get that Platinum Trophy done, and then I'll hopefully get started working on the video for it, because the Throva video is like 90% of the way done, so it should be out this coming weekend. I would think it will be. So at least that's good. Hopefully have it out very, very soon, and then really get started on the LEGO Star Wars one, because I'm super excited to put that one out with how well the streams have done for the game. Other than that, once we're done with LEGO Star Wars, we will jump on over into Sly 3, because I still have to finish that game and actually start it, because I haven't even started it yet. So yeah, Sly 3 will be the next priority after LEGO Star Wars. And then I've talked about maybe like doing all the Siphon Filter games in a single video for a future one, and we do that afterward or something. I don't know yet. I haven't decided yet what I want to do after this. I might do like another sort of series of something that isn't a super long one, but that isn't, going to be turned into a massive trophy video or something. I don't know yet, just because I got a lot of these things to work on and edit, even though some of them are shorter, so going to take me some time to get through all of that. It's obviously a lot busier now, get home a lot later, just a lot more tired for that matter. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, ring the bell if you haven't done so already. Let me know down in the comments what you guys have been working on this past week. Let me know where you're at on your number of trophies, if anyone else is anywhere near the 30,000 mark. And let me know in the comments what you think with my possible YouTube streaming dilemmas as to why either YouTube or my capture card or something hates me. So, thank you guys for watching. See y'all back here later this week for some more content.